Hello, Scorpio. Thank you so much for joining me today on Fortune's Wheel Tarot. This is going to be a reading for the Lionsgate portal. As usual, I offer this for the highest good to benefit the planet. Release me from any blocks and restrictions. May this serve all who need. Spirit and angel guides, keepers of the divine white light, keepers of the Akashic records, ascended masters. What are the messages for Scorpio today, please? Messages for Scorpio during this Lionsgate portal. Thank you. I have pre-shuffled all these decks, Scorpio. Your first card out, Major Arcana, the number 4, Beeth, Birth. Your second card, the 7 of Scrolls, Intricacies and Industry. Your third card, the 2 of Roses, Winged Messengers. The Beeth card is one about creativity, creation, could be about an actual physical birth. There are Celtic symbols for the Ogham letter, which stands for birth, carved into the trunks of the trees on this card, which indicate, their new beginnings. Could be an actual birth, as I said, a new addition to the family, or it could be a new creative project, new business. Clarifying the number 4 birth, we have the Knight of Swords. Clarifying the 7 of Scrolls, Intricacies and Industry, the Ace of Cups. And finally, clarifying the 2 of Roses, Winged Messengers, the Lovers. So the 7 of Scrolls, Intricacies and Industries card is one about, great things coming from small things. Even grand cathedrals, started off as a pile of stones. And you're being called to pay attention to detail right now, above all else. So, clarifying the number 4, Beeth, Birth, and Knight of Swords, Divine Abundance. Beautiful. Clarifying the 7 of Scrolls, Intricacies and Industry, and the Ace of Cups, Acceptance. Also beautiful. And finally, clarifying the 2 of Roses, Winged Messengers, and the Lovers, Deepening. This is a beautiful reading for you, Scorpio. So, as I said, the Intricacies and Industries card, you're asked to pay attention to detail right now. Whatever project it could be that you're working on, or even if it's a relationship, spiritual project, you're asked to pay attention to the smallest details right now. And finally, the Winged Messengers card, that could potentially be about some type of conflict, and you certainly have the ability to rise above it, as indicated by the messenger of peace at the top of that card. So as an overall, we've chosen boundaries for you from the Work Your Light Oracle deck. So as I said, beginning with this Birth card, Beeth, this is a card of creativity, of new beginnings. What do you want to create? You have the power of creation. So this can be, clarified by the Knight of Swords. It can be an assertive person. This, can also be, some type of change of location potentially. It's an indication that you have a high amount of creativity with you right now, and potential. The potential for new. I always associate this card with the Empress card. I don't know that that's necessarily, I guess the 4 is the Emperor in the traditional Rider-Waite. But at any rate, with this being clarified by the Knight of Swords, be assertive is what I'm feeling in your creativity. Have more confidence in yourself. Be more assertive in your abilities, even if this is, if you want to create, new life, if you're afraid of having a baby, or getting, becoming with child, if this is an actual birth, there are many, many books, many magazines, and you can certainly read them all and take what resonates. You don't have to listen to everything and every piece of advice that's given to you. For someone who may be listening to this, that everyone is going to want to tell you their worst stories, but just remember, about that miracle that you're helping the universe to create. And for those of you who aren't with child, there's still miracles to be created, within everyday life. There's art, there's gardening, there are many ways to see the miracles, of every day. If you have the ability to sit outside and hear the birds, that's a gift in and of itself. So, divine abundance. You were born to align with love's will. Follow the Tao and serve something beyond the ego. Learn to be abundance, not chase it. Learn to be abundance, not chase it. So be assertive, but you don't have to chase, because this divine abundance is already yours. You are it. And this Lionsgate portal is all about manifesting. What do you want to manifest? Whatever it is, giving it your full attention to detail. As I said, this intricacies in industry, from small heaps of rock grow grand cathedrals that can last, for millennia. And you have the ability to build something, or are building something that is great right now. Just remember to give it your full attention, pay attention to detail. And, with this being clarified by the Ace of Cups, this could be a new love relationship. And that deserves just as much attention to detail, if not more. That's really what this life is all about. Is just loving, right? That's what we're here to do. With this being clarified by the acceptance card, radical acceptance in the now opens the flow. That's all we can do, is just accept, Scorpio. That's all we can really do, is just accept and thank the divine, and those blessings flow. So you certainly can pay attention to detail and put the work in and hand it over to the universe. The final card out for you from the Akashic Tarot was the Two of Roses, Winged Messengers. And you can see there's a white dove of peace here at the top of this card, and there's also a hawk that's flying in from the right side. And that hawk can indicate that there's a potential for further conflict regarding a situation on the horizon. As I said, this generally means some type of conflict. You can see the table there. There's one of the cups is upended and broken. And although this can be difficult, family situations, or what this can indicate, love or family, but it could be in a friendship as well, or a business relationship. But this indicates that you should do your best to see this from your higher self's perspective. And do not allow yourself to be pulled into the fray with bickering or with choosing sides or anything of that nature. Anything that you encounter, you have the ability to rise above, to fly high above it, and see it from your higher self's perspective. You may be, pulled in to be a peacemaker of some sorts, and you should follow your heart if you're called to do that. But again, do your best to stay out of it, not get pulled into the fray, rather. We can't necessarily stay out of a situation. But just remember and, see this from your higher self's perspective, because a lot of the times, that really does put things in perspective, and we can see things that are really petty or trivial when we're looking at it from our higher self's perspective. So this Lover's card, all you need is love, is what I'm hearing. And I do believe that, if it is right and it is true love, and, I do believe that. We still got to eat, but yeah, there are certain things that can rise above everything. And this Lover's card, originally in the traditional Rider-Waite is about making a choice. And perhaps some of you are posed with some type of choice right now. I won't get into all the things that it could be, how it resonates with you. But if you are being called to make some type of choice between family or between loved ones, I understand how difficult that can be. Nobody ever wants to have to make choices like that. But sometimes, we get pushed to it. And sometimes we see, some family members may not have our best interests at heart. So this card, these two cards were clarified by the deepening. Once you're on earth for enough lifetimes, your old soul will begin to long for non-grasping, detachment, and surrender. They bring the peace of God. And that is absolutely the truth. And so my feeling is that when you're doing that and you're living that way, you can't help but call in the right people to you, Scorpio. And all those people and things that aren't there for your highest good, they will essentially fall away. It may take some time, but eventually, it will be seen, and it's impossible to ignore, finally, when the universe is, beating someone over the head. But again, some people can get beat over the head by the universe and still never get the idea, never get the message across. But if you're listening to this, I don't believe that is you. So the Work Your Light Oracle card that we pulled for you for an overall was the Boundaries card. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? Look at all those people grasping. You are being called to create clearer boundaries in your life. This could be with your friends, family, or work. Saying yes when you really mean no leads to resentment, which is the biggest energy drain ever. At first, it might only be a little bit and not feel like a big deal, but before you know it, your energy field becomes porous and you're left feeling depleted, resentful, or taken advantage of. Saying no and having clear boundaries is actually a spiritual act. The most giving, loving, compassionate people are those with the clearest boundaries. For when they say yes, they are able to give unconditionally. When your boundaries are clear, others know where they stand, and you are able to give freely. If you are not clear where your boundaries lie, this causes confusion, resentment, and energetic cords to be planted. If you are saying yes when you really mean no, you are likely needing something yourself. Ask yourself, what part of me needs something from them? It could be a need for approval, a fear of being seen a certain way, or a fear of loss. The best way to gauge your boundaries is to check in with your belly, which is your second brain. It has an intelligence known as your gut feelings. Tune into this space and decide what's okay for you, how does it feel, and what's it trying to communicate with you. The Work Your Light inquiry: where in your life do you need to establish better boundaries? This has been a beautiful reading for your Lionsgate portal, Scorpio. I hope that you've enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the like button for me right now. It does help the algorithm, and I'm trying to build my channel and get these messages of love and light to as many people who may need them. So thank you for helping me do that. I hope that you have a great rest of your summer. Enjoy your Lionsgate portal, and I am wishing you love and light. Bye for now.